Hey everyone, it's Retro SamBam here, and in this video we're going to be exploring a game released on the PlayStation about a very courageous firefighter. He's armed with an axe and a hose, and he will stop at nothing to save Tower XS from burning down. This is the big breakdown of Rosco McQueen, Firefighter Extreme. Rosco McQueen was released in 1997 in Europe and 1998 in the US. It was developed by Slippery Snake Studio, which, if I'm being honest, I struggled to find any info on because it turns out this is the only game that they made. It was, however, published by PlayStation giant Psygnosis for the US release and Sony themselves for the European release. When the game opens, we see Rosco speeding to the tower. Prior to this, he received a phone call from Malvin Marvello saying that Sylvester T. Square has gone insane and is going to destroy the Tower XS. When the cutscene ends, the player starts with Rosco in the lobby and he'll need to go up the elevator to begin the first level. Now, in a nutshell, the aim of this game is to put out all the fires, kill all the A-bots and save as many trapped people as the player can find. Rosco will use his hose to extinguish most of the fires in the game. The player will need to keep an eye on the water level because it goes down pretty quickly and will need to be replenished. This is done by picking up the many bottles of water scattered throughout the game. Rosco can also pick up items called super hoses, which give the player a full tank of rainbow coloured water. Normal water can't be collected while this is in use, but once it runs out, Rosco will have a full backpack of normal water to use. The other type of fire that can be found is an electrical fire. Rosco can use CO2 to put these out, but unlike water, these save individually and have a one-time use each. Water bombs are also collected and can be used to extinguish particularly large fires very quickly. The robots in this game are known as A-bots, and they come in a variety of shapes and sizes. The most common A-bot that the player will come across are these purple ones. They're the main culprits who start all the fires in the building, and they do so by wandering up to a flammable area, then dropping a small bomb which explodes and sets whatever is near on fire. Other A-bots include these guys, which will try to hit Rosco with their clubs. These ones shoot rockets and can protect themselves with a shield, and these ones will electrocute Rosco if he goes near them. The other two common A-bots that the player will come across aren't as hostile. One appears to be trying to keep the place clean, and the other sucks Rosco in, which makes him cough. If Rosco takes damage, he can replenish his health using food and drink. Food provides a small health replenishment and drink provides a large one. To defeat the A-bots, Rosco will need to attack them with his axe. There are three types of axes that can be used throughout this game. Rosco's normal axe breaks down wooden barriers and deals normal damage on enemies. Throwing axes can be used to destroy enemies from a distance, hit hard to reach green switches and break down wooden doors that explode on impact. Super axes deal extra damage and are used to break down reinforced barriers. It's worth noting though that when a super axe is used on a barrier, it will power back down to a regular axe after. The people that need saving are hidden all around the various levels. When the player finds someone who needs saving, Rosco's trusty assistant Digit will beam them up to safety. In some cases, the fire will spread too quickly before the player can make it to them, so rip, I guess. At the end of the level, the player can see how many people there were to save, and once again, if people were missed, then rip to them. In some areas of the game, Digit will warn Rosco that there's a time bomb which will need to be dealt with. The timer will start, then the player must find and extinguish the bomb before time runs out. In some areas, there is more than one bomb that needs to be extinguished, and they can be hidden in unusual places. Some of the rooms that the player will need to go in are filled with smoke. Rosco can find and use oxygen masks which allow him to enter the rooms and be temporarily protected from the smoke. The final thing that can be collected are these heat shields, which pretty much make Rosco temporarily invincible from enemies and fire. Each level is broken down into zones, and Rosco must clear a zone before he can move on to the next one. To clear a zone, all A-bots need to be destroyed and all fires need to be extinguished. Once a fire is started, the thermometer will begin to rise. If the thermometer reaches a temperature that's too high, it will be game over. To find fires that may have been missed, Rosco can check Digit's radar, which detects heat. It also shows which areas have and haven't been explored, which comes in handy when trying to find where hidden people may be. Once a zone is clear, Digit will let the player know, then Rosco will need to hit this big red button to move on to the next zone. There are 15 levels to get through in this game. The first 3 levels are called Laundry 1, 2 and 3, and they're themed with things one would find in the laundrette, such as boxes of clothes and washing machines. The next 3 levels are called Auto, which ups the platforming aspect of the game with moving cars that need to be jumped on and traversed. The next 3 levels are called Harold's, which are themed on a department store full of electrical goods which cause electrical fires. There are also music boxes which need to be destroyed to reach certain parts of the level. After that, the next 3 levels are called Leisure, which are themed with vault boxes, swimming pools and sports mats which can be bounced on. The next 2 levels are called Residential, which has 3 unique A-bots. There's this guy who attacks Rosco with a mounted circular saw, these ones who bounce and attack Rosco with a javelin, and these ones who attack Rosco with mounted flamethrowers. The final level is called Run Around and requires Rosco to destroy the 6 cooling units before the timer runs out. This level is quite unique because there are no fires to extinguish and Rosco must swim between areas to get around whilst avoiding these very PS1-esque fishies. Once all 6 cooling units have been destroyed and the level is complete, the game ends with Rosco zooming along some tracks in a laundry basket while smashing into the credits. In the lobby, the player can go into the game options and enter passwords they have acquired to play individual levels. They can also check their high scores for each of the 15 levels which are shown with their best times. I think that's about it for Rosco McQueen Firefighter Extreme. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe if you want to see more big breakdowns like this. We've got many more games and stories to explore. Thanks again guys, hopefully see you all on the next video.